in your view, in Jesus, you have again a you know you have man and women becoming one. You have returning to the garden. You really have like in that sense, like a correction to what happened in the garden. You have uh, you have a response to God asking, "Where are you?" And
Hmm.
like what we say is usually answered by Abraham eventually, like here I am. But again, obviously, in the culmination of Jesus being like being present, and here he is, which is that answer again. Um, but my sense is
Well,
it
and
was
that's what,
still
like, I mean, and also was like the Christian idea of the second coming. Like, one of Zebby's videos that really caught my attention was the one where he talked about an understanding of Messiah as more of a collective, and that resonated with me because we talk about like the second coming, but the Greek word that we base the idea of the second coming on is parousia. It just means presence. So it's about like it's not what it is about the presencing of Christ. So that to me allows for an understanding of the second coming, if we want to still use that language to talk about it, as different from the particular life of Jesus of Nazareth, in that it is the the realization of the fullness of that mode of being in all of humanity, like
was
collectively.
it, which I would say in Hebrew it's Bayomahu Hiye Echad Ushmo Echad, and that day his name will be one, right? Which is that recollection of realizing that it's all one. I mean, you could say you're seeing that in Jesus, but the idea would be fully realizing that in Judaism you have also like Messiah could be like a time period. Definitely the concept of Messiah, son of Joseph. We could see this as the universal or political version of Messiah. So you have rabbis that have dubbed uh, uh, Zionism and Theodor Herzl as these are the vehicles of Messiah, son of Joseph. Uh, like I said, there's been versions of Jesus being seen as, according to some stages, as the Messiah, son of Joseph, and this goes all the way back to original Joseph, right in Egypt, trying to manifest his father's concepts in Egypt through the Egyptian guard. Ultimately, he fails. I'm not expecting a man necessarily on a horse. I'm anticipating a collective understanding. It could be that there's a man at a certain time, at a certain place, that happens to be a leader that we could identify as leader, but I don't see him as being necessarily the man that has all the answers. Rather,
Right,
it would be
and what would make me still like explicitly Christian is that what I would say is that the what's going to I would say the like the causal energy of that parousia being looking back at this man Jesus of Nazareth and seeing that as the full and complete revelation of who this God that we were all seeking after, of who he is it, and that his like that his deep and full connection to our humanity is critically important.
that
And I think this is
his
also connected to this is also connected to the mystery of the divine feminine,
being like part of like the feminine in a relationship together with God, like we see like in the Song of Songs.
both in Judaism and Christianity. I think that's why you have the bridal imagery like repeated over and over again.
We are called on to be like, and if you want to partake in this, that's a whole nother relationship that you could take on.